Doctor? Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
The gummufin of the story. The Prothean beacon.
You had us worried there, Shepard.
It gets Shepard out of so many situations. Not great.
Like the morning after shore leave. How long was I out?
10 days.
About 15 hours.
Oh.
Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You were careless, you bitch.
I expect better of you, Lieutenant. You endangered the entire mission.
Don't be so hard on him, Commander. We have no idea if that's what actually set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. The blast knocked you cold. Williams and I had to carry you back here to the ship.
I was hurt? Question mark? Not a local hospital? Of course not. The whole planet was destroyed. Why would it be at a local hospital?
What's the damage, Doctor?
Physically,
oh, she's asking
fine,
how I was hurt.
But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
A dream. A vision. More like a nightmare. I was dreaming? I like the preempting it by going, not a dream, it was a vision. Makes me sound like a psychopath.
I'm not sure what I saw. Death, destruction. Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. It may...
Some of this music.
Captain Anderson.
And then she's like,
how's our exo
music cuts.
Up,
well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Death, destruction.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
See you later, Grease Lightning.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
I feel like Anderson is going to be the only character I actually give any respect to. I like Anderson a lot. He's like my favourite character in Mass Effect. Bar one or two crewmates, obviously, because you get to know them so well. But Anderson is like my favourite supporting character. I'm pissed off about the Geth.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
That's why.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
What happened to Williams?
Did we leave Gunnery Chief Williams back on Eden Prime?
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the Normandy.
That's a mistake.
I don't want her on my ship.
I'm the captain of this ship, Commander, and I want Williams on our crew.
Just be a jerk to Williams. Just be a right bitch to her the entire game. I feel bad for Jenkins.
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
I feel bad. He might have been
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
He might have been green, but he was one of my men.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad.
It's gonna come down on my ass. It's gonna come down on your ass. It's gonna come down on all of our asses.
The Council's going to want answers.
To hell with them!
The Council can kiss my ass. I won't let them blame me for losing the beacon. I didn't do anything wrong.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best, a living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue.
He's got rogue.
A rogue Spectre.
Whoa, tense eyes.
Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
My God, you're greasy. Hates humans? Question mark.
Why?
He thinks we're growing too fast, taking over the galaxy. A lot of aliens think that way. Most of them don't do anything about it.
We are quite an aggressive
Saren
species,
has allied
to be
himself
fair.
with the Geth. I don't know how. I don't know why. I only know it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
So do I be like, not too sure. Or, yes, I had this crazy-ass vision.
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
A warning. War. of our deaths. I think warning sounds most appropriate. Our deaths is so stupid. It's like, what do you mean our deaths?
Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the council, Shepard.
There's nothing to report. Forget it. What would they say?
They'll think I'm crazy.
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon.
Suddenly shadow.
Lost Prothean technology, blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction, whatever it was. Sarah,
there's still some graphical quirks, even after several generations of fine-tuning.
He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war.
Just goes to show how unoptimized Mass Effect really was.
He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I'll stop him. I kinda like the though if I can help it.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
Expose him. Understood, sir. I think understood, sir. Be some nicing.
We prove Saren's gone rogue and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the Ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
I think you can restock your med kits in here somewhere. I'm not sure though. Yeah, I think you come here and you can restock your med kits, I'm pretty sure. Whoosh.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
Personal question.
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls.
I like her.
Turns
She's
out
such a romantic.
Isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse. And the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Any regrets?
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth. Or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
I really like the medic.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
She's kind of romantic and she's always kind of like in the background. She's another nice supporting
How well
character.
do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky.
Perfect soldiers.
He just gets migraines.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
And there's a thing here. Cool. And they just give you a load of stuff just for fun there. I'm not going to do my equipment just yet because I'm sure I'll find other things around there.
After what happened to Jenkins, the crew could use some good news. They'll be glad to hear you're okay.
You sound glad. Why are you on naughty? Just continue being a bitch.
You're not assigned to this ship.
Captain Anderson had me transferred to his command. Must have figured I knew what I was doing.
You have a problem with me, Chief?
You questioned my competence through the entire mission.
Ooh, I love this. This is good. That's my prerogative.
Best way to stop that is to show me you're competent. But I don't remember inviting you to come back to the ship with us.
You didn't. Captain Anderson did.
I'm not gonna say sorry to you, bitch.
I need to go speak with Joker.
Goodbye, Commander.
Bitch. Say hi, Captain Anderson.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready.
Alright.
Tell him to bring the Normandy into
Captain Anderson doesn't want to talk. It's fair enough. He's a busy man. Yeah.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
How are you holding up, Stud Muffin?
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians.
You look good in short sleeves, just saying.
But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
The mission failed.
Dead Marines, dead colonists, and in the end, we still didn't get that beacon.
Maybe you're right. Things went bad. Real bad. I still can't believe we lost Jenkins.
Let's be a bit nice about Jenkins, I think. I don't know, actually. Say soldiers die. I mean, I've learned this lesson in my...
There's nothing we could have done to
when
save
everyone
him.
in my party was
I know that, but I don't have to like it.
It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
I don't have one. Yeah, for the action, it's not important right now.
I never met my parents. If they wanted to see me, they'd have contacted me after that mess a few years back.
Oh, that's right, a Coos. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet.
Fucking a Coos.
Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
I can't say you want to breed the council. Yeah, let's be a bit sweet to this dude.
The captain's briefing was confidential.
Understood, ma'am. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Gaydon's a good character. I like Gaydon. I don't like the fucking girl. I forget what's over here. The layout's a bit different on Normandy 01. Guys just chatting? Alright. Yeah, the Normandy 0.1 is a kind of got a basic layout, but you know, what's up here? Is this the bridge? And then you take the lift down to the engine room. Yeah, cool. Is there anyone else I want to talk up to here? Ooh, examine. Alright. Just get codec.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander.
Me too.
Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Yeah, I know, right? Is this just a codec entry? Yeah, that's just a codec. They're worth picking up. You get little bits and pieces of experience here. It's fine. I'll go talk to Joker in a minute, I think. I'm going to go down to the loading bay. I think there might be a few things to click down there. The breathing, I think, is new. I don't remember the character getting out of breath when they run. It's a nice little touch, actually. Not negatively impacting your running ability, just showing off the thing. Oh, God! They've never still done this before. I think this is important, though, because, God, some of the stuff here was convoluted. So having, you know, just a little layout to what goes on here is kind of good. Because this dude's he's like a supply man, and...
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
I'm not sure how much of the game explains the supply dude.
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Pay you?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not
Yeah,
cheap.
he's a...
Hell, the
he's a trade
licenses
man.
alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
New licenses.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of product.
You got a lot of pockets in your trousers.
I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Yeah, so you can pick up licenses
what
from
you
shops,
got.
and
You bet.
it's often much more beneficial to do so. I'm pretty sure there's a sell option here. Or am I crazy? Yeah, here we go. So, as far as I know, all the stuff we picked up that I haven't got equipped is sellable, but I'll go back and I'll just quickly check my personal equipment, because my crew's equipment doesn't really matter the second. Nah, not worth it. And then mostly you can just kind of keep an eye on numbers. Like,
Looking for supplies?
The bigger number, the better.
Let's see what you got.
Big gun
You
number,
bet,
go
man.
pew pew. And here you can fuck around with crewmates stuff, their lockers, and you can equip them up. I mean, I don't know why they're not just accessible from the main menu, but it's because it's people who aren't in your party, so... That's what they chose to do in this game. They improved that in the later games, but for this one...
Shame about Jenkins, Commander.
Yeah, it is.
Roughly
I don't know if I could be bothered to read through all these, because it's such a time waste, but I'll do the ones that voiced, because that's cool.
The Geth are a humanoid race of networked AIs. They were created by the Quarians 300 years ago as tools of labor and war. When the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, the Quarians attempted to exterminate them. The Geth won the resulting war. This example has led to legal, systematic repression of artificial intelligences in galactic society. The Geth possess a unique distributed intelligence. An individual has rudimentary animal instincts, but as their numbers and proximity increase, the apparent intelligence of each individual improves. In groups, they can reason, analyze situations, and use tactics, as well as any organic race. Geth space is located at the trailing end of the Perseus Arm, beyond the lawless Terminus systems. The Perseus Veil, an obscuring dark nebula of opaque gas and dust, lies between their space and the Terminus systems.
So the Geth kind of function like the more units they have around, the more processing power they have. So like, if they group together, they become smarter. So they're kind of interesting for that, but they effectively weren't originally very intelligent, and thus weren't powerful artificial intelligence from that point of view of development. But because they worked in a way where they were on a network, they got more intelligent the more that were constructed by the Quarians. So they kind of became a problem the more that were built. So they're interesting for that. Is there anything here that I actually do want to read up about? That's kind of interesting, like a little bit details about the size and style of the Citadel. The Citadel is like a main hub area, so it's neat. Although the Citadel is equipped with a Mass Effect generator element 0 core, most of the gravity in the station is generated by the centrifugal force of the rotation. So kind of like you would do with a satellite. Details I'm not going to go through. Alliance. Yeah, it's military. So that's just highlighting that the N7 that is often seen on Commander Shepard's and his crew stuff is to talk about that the special forces, and the N7 that's the unit they're part of. timeline. I already went through the timeline. Don't really want to go that. Don't want to go through that. Technology. Anything interesting? That's just what we discussed about the biotics and about how there's generations. And it's just weapon upgrades, about sticking the shit on your weapons. Yeah, that's more essential stuff. So I guess that makes sense for not to be voice acted. Anyway, we'll go through some of these.
After the Geth secure a location, they round up and impale dead and living bodies on mechanical spikes. The spikes rapidly transform these victims into withered husks, extracting water and trace minerals, and replacing them with cybernetics. The cybernetics reanimate the lifeless flesh and tissue, transforming the bodies into mindless killing machines. Some Alliance soldiers refer to the husk-generating spikes as dragon's teeth, a reference to the mythological berserkers who sprang up from the earth wherever the teeth of the dragon Eris were planted. Dragon's teeth and husks bear little resemblance to other pieces of Geth technology. No one is sure why a synthetic race would bother to drain the minuscule amount of recoverable resources from organic corpses, though the value of reusing them as shock troops is obvious.
I wonder if this is like information that was... Because we only just saw these on the planet, so I wonder if this is kind of out of context of the story, or if this is something that, from doing autopsies on the bodies they found on Eden Prime, this is the report that they generated from it.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council Chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the Wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it. Spectres are agents from the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance, and answer only to the Citadel Council. They are elite military operatives, granted the authority to deal with threats to peace and stability in whatever way they deem necessary. They operate independently or in groups of 2 or 3. Some are empathetic peacekeepers, resolving disputes through diplomacy. Others are cold-blooded assassins, ruthlessly dispatching problem individuals. All get the job done one way or another, often operating outside the bounds of galactic law. The Spectres were founded after the Solarians joined the Council. For many years they operated in secrecy as backroom problem solvers. Only after the Krogan rebellions did their activities become publicized. Assignment of a Spectre is less contentious than a military deployment, but makes it clear that the Council is concerned about a situation.
So giving up there was a Krogan rebellion and Solarians in there, so that's kind of interesting.
The Terminus systems are located on the far side of the Attican Traverse, beyond the space administered by the Citadel Council or claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. It is populated by a loose affiliation of minor species, united only in their refusal to acknowledge the political authority of the Council or adhere to the Citadel conventions. Their independence comes at a price. The Terminus is fraught with conflict. War among the various species is common, as governments and dictators constantly rise and fall. The region is a haven for illegal activities, particularly piracy and the slave trade. At least once a year, a fleet from the Terminus invades the nearby Attican Traverse. These attacks are typically small raids against poorly defended colonies. The Council rarely retaliates, as sending patrols into the Terminus systems could unify the disparate species against their common foe, triggering a long and costly war. Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate
you've
dark
got this in the other section, so they have it here as well.
Through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce Mass Effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are 3 branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to element 0. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
So, risque. I don't know, most people can get biotics from what I understand, but
when subjected to an electrical current, the rare material dubbed Element 0, or EZO, emits a dark energy field that raises or lowers the mass of all objects within it. This mass effect is used in countless ways, from generating artificial gravity to manufacturing high-strength construction materials. It is most prominently used to enable faster-than-light space travel. EZO is generated when solid matter, such as a planet, is affected by the energy of a star going supernova. The material is common in the asteroid debris that orbits neutron stars and pulsars. These are dangerous places to mine, requiring extensive use of robotics, telepresence, and shielding to survive the incredible radiation from the dead star. Only a few major corporations can afford the setup costs required to work these primary sources. Humanity discovered refined Element 0 at the Prothean Research Station on Mars, allowing them to create Mass Effect fields and develop FTL travel.
So, Element 0 and Dark Matter, I think, are some of the things in the background that are quite prevalent throughout every single game, but I think there was a lot of confusion about like them being removed from the main plot, so that you'll probably see a lot of mentions of them, but they'll slowly drift away as the games go along.
The mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current. With a positive current, mass is increased. With a negative current, mass is decreased. The stronger the current, the greater the magnitude of the dark energy mass effect. In space, low-mass fields allow FTL travel and inexpensive surface-to-orbit transit. High-mass fields create artificial gravity and push space debris away from vessels. In manufacturing, low-mass fields permit the creation of evenly blended alloys, while high-mass compaction creates dense, sturdy construction materials. The military makes extensive use of mobility-enhancing technologies, with Mass Effect utilizing fighting vehicles standard frontline issue in most military forces. Mass Effect fields are also essential in the creation of kinetic barriers or shields to protect against enemy fire. Omni-tools are handheld devices that combine a computer microframe, sensor analysis pack, and manufacturing fabricator. Versatile and reliable, an Omni-tool can be used to analyze and adjust the functionality of most standard equipment, including weapons and armor, from a distance. The fabrication module can rapidly assemble small three-dimensional objects from common reusable industrial plastics, ceramics, and light alloys. This allows for field repairs and modifications to most standard items, as well as the reuse of salvaged equipment. Omni-tools are standard issue for soldiers and first-in colonists.
Ta-da. It's a plot hole filler.
Combat hard suits use a dual-layer system to protect the wearer.
I wonder what species that is.
The inner layer consists of fabric armor with kinetic padding. Areas that don't need to be flexible, such as the chest or shins, are reinforced with sheets of lightweight, ablative ceramic. The outer layer consists of automatically generated kinetic barriers. Objects traveling above a certain speed will trigger the barrier's reflex system and be deflected, provided there is enough energy left in the shield's power cell. Armored hardsuits are sealable to protect the wearer from extremes of temperature and atmosphere. Standard equipment includes an onboard mini-frame and a communications, navigation, and sensing suite. The mini-frame is designed to accept and display data from a weapon's smart targeting system to make it easier to locate and eliminate enemies.
Ta-da.
Kinetic barriers, more commonly called shields, provide protection against most mass accelerator weapons. Whether on a starship or a soldier's suit of armor, the basic principle remains the same. Kinetic barriers are repulsive mass effect fields, projected from tiny emitters. These shields safely deflect small objects traveling at rapid velocities. This affords protection from bullets and other dangerous projectiles. Medigel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel.
It's like a muffin salve.
It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one. Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Medigel violates council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Technically, it's interesting. Technically speaking, biogel is a abomination against humanity, but it's too good, so meh. Hey, Sephi.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Ah, beautiful. Glorious HD.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size
Suddenly
isn't
we're all
everything.
buddy.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower, too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side, then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
It's weird that they foreshadowed
Alliance Tower, please proceed to dock 422.
that ship so heavily. And I really don't think it plays a huge role, necessarily. Although it's good they pointed it out, because it is the case that it shows a change in design of like alien technology. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Cardboard Entertainment, friend. If you enjoyed this video, consider sharing it around or leaving a like or doing all the other stuff that YouTube's metric algorithm likes. I don't know. Anyway, goodbye.